What is up, guys? Welcome back for another workout. Today we are training like a pure athlete. It ain't no bodybuilding, ain't no pump. This today is about becoming more athletic and getting faster. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with some isos to prep the body. Then we're going to get into some plyos, and then we're going to get into some sprints. Just a little talk on isos real quick. The reason we're doing isos to prep the body is you're holding a static position, right? So what that's going to do is that's going to, one, build stiffness, which you need in plyos. When you're attacking the ground, you want to be stiff. That's how you create more force. Second reason is isos are going to kind of help alleviate some of that pain. They kind of got like a pain relief effect. Some might say an analgesic effect if you want to get scientific. But like for me, for example, I got a little patellar tendonitis I'm doing right now. So if I jump straight into like what we're doing today is skips for distance, might hurt a little bit, or sled sprints might hurt a little bit. But if I do some isos first, it's gonna help like prep that area and get some of that pain out so I could perform better during my isos. So hope you enjoy the workout. See you at prep. For prep today, we're getting prep to sprint. We're gonna do sled sprints, which is a lot of force going through the joints. So we're gonna prep the knees, ankles, and the hamstrings, which are the things that we want to be firing the most. So we're gonna do 3 sets of isos. 1 exercise for each of those body parts. First one being Spanish squats. 3 sets of 45 seconds with a 35-pound weight. Kind of awkward to pick up, but put myself all the way back here. If you have knee pain, especially in the patellar, I've been saying it for a while on this channel, do your Spanish squats and load them, progress them. So here's my first set, 45 seconds here. The goal is to get all the way parallel. So I don't know if I'm quite there yet, but I'm getting pretty close. I won't watch you make you watch the whole thing, but I promise I'm gonna do 3 sets of 45. Exercise number 2 and iso number 2 is for the hamstrings. Just got a straight leg hamstring iso. Research shows that if you could hold this position for 45 seconds, you're a lot less likely, I don't know the exact numbers, but you're a lot less likely for a hamstring injury. So I've gotten up to a minute, so now I'm gonna start loading it. I'm going for 30 seconds right here. I'm trying to drive my heel into the ground and get my hips up and lift this dumbbell up as high as possible. For ankle prep, we got Smith machine calf raise isos, a single leg variation. So with the Spanish squats in the knees, we're holding for about 45 seconds, but here we're only holding for 15. So the general consensus is the knees need a little bit longer, but the like Achilles needs a little bit more load and shorter. So we're gonna load this bad boy up a little bit more, and yeah, go from there. All right, so prep is done. Before we get to sprints, we got 1 plyo, and we're doing skips for distance. So just skipping like you do when you're a kid, but except attacking the ground, trying to go as far as possible. Yeah, nothing really else to say. I'll shoot this from a couple angles, but I'm doing 3 sets. I'm not really counting reps or anything. I'm just gonna go all the way down to the turf. And yeah, so I'll get a couple angles of that, but 3 sets of about, what is this, like 40 yards-ish, 30 yards? Up next, we got a classic speed superset. If you're trying to build acceleration and you don't know where to start, I'd start here. If you have access to some sort of weighted sprint and then an unweighted sprint, you can do it. So right here, I'm using a sled, right? So I'm gonna do 10 meters as fast as I can, focus on acceleration, which means I'm gonna stay lower. I'm gonna almost like I'm falling to the ground. I'm not gonna stand up, pushing as hard as I can. And then once I get 10 meters, I'm gonna stop, unhook the sled, wait about a minute, and I'm gonna do an unweighted sprint back. So it's a little bit of contrast training. said it before and I've said it again. When you're training for speed, arguably the most important thing you can do is focus on pushing into the ground as hard as possible. Every action has an equal opposite reaction. Isaac Newton, blah, 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 blah. But if you push hard into the ground, it's gonna push you harder forward. So that's why we need to build that stiffness so you can actively push hard. Too many times I see people thinking like, oh, I gotta get my knees up, I gotta do this, I gotta do that, which aren't bad things, but if it takes away from you attacking the ground, you should hear every step as hard as you can, then it's not doing you no good. You're better off focusing on pushing as hard as you can into the ground, and the rest will take care of itself. And that is it. 3 ISOs for prep, 1 plyometric, and then 5 sled sprints, 5 unweighted sprints in a set. Took me 40 minutes to get that done, and I know that it's gonna make me a better athlete. Too many times I see people doing way too many exercises, especially when it comes to power. You don't have a lot of power in the tank. So if you wanna train power, go as hard as you can, move as fast as you can, get it done, and then stop. Because if you overdo it, it could be bad. The only other thing I had on the docket today was cleans. I would have finished with like block power cleans, but I hurt my hand a little bit. I don't know if it's fractured or not, but cleans are not a good idea today, so decided to call it there. I was thinking about substituting them for something else, but no need. But if you made it this far, thank you so much for watching. Please like, subscribe, do all the things. Let me know what you want to see more of in the comments, and I will see you next time.